Ebusia for me mamunyina akwaba eba daily update TV. So send any day can about channel so make sure so better tap and subscribe button so edia mami. Now things what tap on the notification bell on send be also on submit my all the new updated to channel so mo hunu ekoso Ghanaian politics mo. Na sa she be se bra ko so video so ba like na wa share so dia mami. Na so wa dwintwe bia enso edifa video so or be comment section be je ho ne akenkan enso so edia mo. His Excellency Hajj said Edin Simbia betu abonjina emu ohun ye pa echirema na chese ejafade documenti eba abonti na chese omatro from baby say yade a omo be execute national chief imam efri hokra wabla enya ndu ne time necessary His Excellency Hajj said echirema na chese national chief imam that was a spiritual person. The man is very powerful. In his uncle now say a plan is say be kumna sana the time eduno they are starting from this year obe eliminate his uncle nyina every ho and sana no national chief imam no pu every year see we because the man is very spiritual person and very powerful. If the NPP people they didn't know the end, he's telling them today. He said the man will execute them. He will eliminate them before he, the chief imam, would die. Osansu Chirima Nachese, or you're very disappointed in a vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as a Muslim. Unim se, a national chief imam, or Yenyama Bebre, at the abo of my Ghana way. Now we am Christo, oh yeah, a Muslim near, Woka NPP form, no much true BB say, at the fat or national chief imam, who know where you and own come once, as if say, and found what Chirima Nachese Bawumia there. Or a fake Muslim man, cause I said the Kelvin tell I can't debian, but me or a fake Muslim. Even John Dramani Mahamakro, ye Christian war, a Muslim hat, which him say, or no, while ye never be bred at your boy Muslim needs for Nesu, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will claim his own, or a Muslim, no, or a pure Muslim, or no put on your she and fama Muslims. Tian many inquiring for a year. His Excellency Hajj said, I would him say a national chief imam. Ebe eliminating crofo na mutna se atro ni din e wo japade di oni so mba eliminating and sana in time do no see obesha se eliminate o starting from this year and sana no chief imam we fi astiasefo asasi so akọ.
We need to organize a thank you service, to thank Allah for Allah exposing the NPP government on this particular issue. This document, exactly. We need to organize a thank you service.
Not in 2021, not in 2022.
Exactly.
And the chief imam is still alive.
As chief imam is alive. I'll tell you one thing, Mugabe.
This is serious.
My great grandfather, my grandfather's father, he lived for almost 128 years. Yeah. My grandfather lived for 123 years, right? My father lived for 100 years, 4 days.
100 years.
4 days. And before he left, he told me, son, the enemies, the big ones, I will finish them, Allah will finish them before I leave this world.
He told me this.
But yes, but the small ones, I'll leave them for you. So if they are thinking,
monkeys play by sides.
Exactly, if they are thinking that the chief imam will go now, you will bury them one by one, and this chief imam will live to 120 something years. They'll be shocked of their life, because this is very wickedness. And we have a vice president who is a Muslim who is looking at all this. Can you imagine this nonsense? A vice president, you see this Ajapa document. Nobody is saying anything about it. And you go around campaigning, you say you are a Muslim, then you are not a proper Muslim. I'm telling you the truth. You are not a proper Muslim. I'm telling you the truth. Nobody is coming out to defend it. They are just lying about this Ajapa the document. They are lying deep. Look at what they said about the chief imam. Can you imagine a whole national chief imam? A man who has lived up to today 105 years. May Allah give him good health and long life for him to live for 125 years. And he will bury his enemies one by one before he leaves this world. I'm telling you. So whatever plans that they have at the end of the day, it wouldn't work at the end of the day. I'm telling you the truth. They want to exit the national chief imam so that they can have their own imams, the pro NPP imams to take affairs after the national chief imam. It won't happen. I'm telling you the truth. It wouldn't happen. There's a process. In electing the national chief imam, there's a process. They cannot jump it. It wouldn't work. So I
didn't bet me more be bet me at or planning as a plan for somebody. The same 2 years. Or call back every day. I mean,
That is Mugabe. That is complete.
You plan exit plan for Ochehene.
Yeah.
You plan exit plan for Nanado.
Exactly.
By a tear, the acquired document, you plan Emuno, you plan exit plan for our chief imam.
Exactly. They are very wicked. This is complete wickedness. I'm telling the truth. The one who wrote this document, believe me, it's a mafia.
Yeah, Tennessee from Pendream.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be from them. Definitely. Mugabe. I mean, look, this document, the government cannot deny that they don't know anything about this document. Because whatever it said in this document, they've implemented some of them.
Almost.
Almost. A lot of them. Look at the banks, for instance. Look at the banks that they collapse and all that kind of thing. And look at even our pastors, for instance. Those so-called pro, pro NDC pastors or whatever. Today what happened? What is happening to them? They think that they're going to bring them down. They lie bad. It wouldn't happen. Those pastors are very powerful pastors. So we'll see what Allah is going to do. But I know at the end of the day, they will not succeed. And the reason why I say they will not succeed is that come December 7th, 2024. NDC will come back to power. But
Alhaji, as a Muslim, document, the area that talks about the chief imam.
Yeah.
Send out Philly.
I felt
Saudi Arabia to Egypt.
Yes, I felt very, very hurt. I felt very, very extremely hurt. As a Muslim, I mean, if you're a good Muslim, you feel very, very, very hurt because the chief imam.
You vote against this wicked.
Exactly, because this man has done so much for this great country of ours. You can see the relationship between the national chief imam, even with the Christian community, even with Christian churches and all that. He has a very good relationship, and the man is so good. The man is a God-fearing person, very humble person, and Allah has made him live for so long. I mean, he's lived for 105 years as we talk today, and it's our prayer that he will live for 120 something years, so if they are thinking that they have plans for the chief imam to be exited, then the chief imam will bury them one by one, inshallah, spiritually. This is what I say. You bury them spiritually one by one. I'm telling the truth. The chief imam will bury them spiritually one by one. Those who want the chief imam's downfall, they will go one by one. Those who are planning, they will go one by one. You mark it down. Starting from this year. Ombewu baku. Spiritually, they will go. Omboko. This man is so powerful. Don't joke with that man. The national chief imam. Subhanallah wa la ilaha illallah.
You know him very well.
He's my father. He's my father. Even when my father was passing away, he said, look, this is your next in kin. Is the national chief imam. My dad said that. So if there's any problem in the Sinari family, he's the first person that will go to for him to settle whatever problems that we have internally or whatever.
So Alhaji Obi Beka say inti ba umiani mwe nyina so uma plan exit plan for chief imam and was sorry adebia no akokoto debia.
That's why I'm saying that Mugabe in Islam
NPP
in Islam Mugabe I'll say this. John Muhammad is a Christian, right?
Yeah, Assemblies of God.
Yes. But John Muhammad, I can swear to the Almighty Allah that John Muhammad has a Muslim heart in him. But the vice president, who is a Muslim, believe me, his heart, he doesn't have a Muslim heart in him. It's just a camouflage that he's a Muslim. But believe me, I swear, John is a better a Christian who has a Muslim heart in him, better than a Muslim who doesn't have a Muslim heart in him. That's what we have to do.
Muslims.
Oh, he has done so much, very, very much. As you know, look, I'll give you for instance, look at the Hajj, for instance, the Hajj.
You've been an ambassador to
I've been an ambassador to
Saudi
So
Arabia.
For me, I know, I can tell you.
For how many years?
I've been ambassador for almost 8 years. I was in Egypt and Saudi Arabia. So those two, it was almost 8 years. But I'll tell you this, look at the Hajj first, for instance. Look at this year. How much did they pay for that?
75,000.
750 old Ghana.
And
It was about 11,000 or so, 12,000.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm telling our Muslim folks, look, a lot of them went through the back door, Mugabe. The actual fare should have been half the cost. I've been an ambassador before. I know how much the fares are. Yeah. I know how much the accommodation is. I know everything. Nobody can tell me. I've been there. I know the figures and all that kind of thing. Everything. All the figures. I know it. So they're coming out with that 75,000 cedis. Believe me, there's something very fishy in that amount. Well, whatever. Well, it may be benefit from it. Maybe, who knows? But I'm saying that figure was too bloody high. Bloody high. People went back door. People went back door. You see, do you know that when you have an American visa or an EU visa, when you go to Saudi Arabia, they give you visa on arrival?
Yeah, I know.
And now the visa going to Saudi is very easy. It's not like before. Do you know that people go through the back door now? Even this Hajj, lots of thousands of people went through the back door, and they paid with the airfare and everything, accommodation and all that. They paid about 32,000 Ghana cedis to get there. So why can't we do it? Why are you making money out of these innocent people? These innocent
instead of 32.
Exactly.
Paid 75,000.
Yes, but look at the figure. How many people went for Hajj this year? I think it's about 3,000, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the NDC John Muhammad, we took over about 7,000 people.
And this year was 3,000.
This year was 3,000 because people cannot afford it. A farmer who has a farmer from a village in Langbishi, for instance, Langbishi in the northern region.
Fantastic.
If he has to pay 75,000 Ghana cedis to go to Hajj, he will have to save about 10 years savings. 5 to 10 years he has to save for that particular amount. That is too much for them. But we are saying that John has said it, JM has said it, that if we come to power, inshallah, it's written. Allah has written that already for us, inshallah. But on condition that, like I said earlier, if we do those things, we'll win these elections.
Fantastic.
John says that he's going to reduce the Hajj fares. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's a good approach for us, especially the Muslim community. If the Hajj fares, for instance, comes to about let's say about 38 or 39,000 Ghana cedi next year, it's a plus for John, and I know exactly JM is going to do that.
It's planned for him.
Exactly.
So let's look at this area too. I mean, the difficulties are now they have to go through before. I mean, they'll come to Accra here for like 2-3 weeks. If the Hajj village,
exactly,
any difficulties, with malaria, mosquitoes, and
you should ask those who went for Hajj this year. They'll tell you.
And you are in Tamale. You don't need to come to Accra.
Exactly. I mean, who did that? Was it not JM? The first flight that left from Tamale to Mecca, was it not JM's time? And they were taking credit that they were the one who did that. It was John Muhammad who did that. All that. Look at this year's Hajj, for instance. Look, the accommodation that they went through, our pilgrimages, for instance, it was so bad. Their feeding, for instance, was the worst feeding they ever had in the history of Mother Ghana. This year Hajj was the worst. Things are very bad, and I'm praying that our Muslim brothers and sisters should pray very hard for John Dramani Mahama to come back to power, to make things very easy for them at the end of the day, so that we can reduce these Hajj fares and develop our Zongo communities. The legacy I always say, the legacy of JM in the Zongo community is unprecedented. You understand what I'm trying to say? If we are going to compare the legacy of JM to Bomia, then Bomia, I bet you he will not even get assemblyman to contest in the Zongo communities. I'm telling the truth. That's a fact.
Assemblyman.
As even assemblyman, he will not even get to contest. I'm telling the truth. Because look, what John has done for the Zongo communities. Look, in terms of roads, in terms of the health sectors, in terms of the education, look at the number of people that John took, the deprived Zongo communities, the families, for instance, those who went to Cuba, for instance, on scholarship to what's it called, to graduate as medical officers and all that, in their hundreds. We did that under John Dramani Mahama, So I tell our Ghanaian people, look, your best bet this year, in this year's election, is to bring back John Dramani Mahama. If you people fail, this country is sold already, as you know.
If you go through
the this country is sold. This Sunday is sold already. The Bank of Ghana is already bankrupt. You have a very useless bank. What's it called? Governor. What's his name? I even forgot his name. Addison. Just useless. Look at the debt that he has imposed on us. This year, what was the loss this year?
10 billion.
no, was it not 60 billion? No, last year was 60 billion. This year was 10 billion. Yeah. During our time, we made profits. Every single year, Bank of Ghana makes profit than this useless, what's it called, BU governor that we have in.
Middle BBS is so jibber now the fee say His Excellency Hajj said and yet and can watch him so on day on any claim of more Ghana Henina. Ebaya ceremony be the ada alasi. Akyem say emfa ho ne NPP for plot efa national chief imam ho nyina oda so ekura ne nkwam na otiate asefo asasu chirema ono ni papa ewu no or the national chief imam na chire ne say onya ne papa na say ne next of kin na onhwe no ochirema na chese national chief imam onim ne pai onim ne say the man is very spiritual and very powerful person into omo a NPP for na omotena ase mchire Akyem for na omotena ase etro eye edapade document omo say omba execute papa na ansa na ne bra so so obewu no ochirema national chief imam besha asia bury sa NPP for ni nyina starting from this year ya or sick NPP for should take it from him says starting from this year omotena ase boss upon and as omotena ase throw that document at the national chief imam edin shame say ai be man frat as far as so ansa na time edun. Those people should take it from him, say, Sankofuni nyina besha sie akko, umbedi nka ewu ansana national chief imam ewu. Ochimana said, national chief imam bedi nka bury Sankofuni nyina ansana ono, odi omachi akko asamadwa. Ochireme say, that man is very powerful, they shouldn't take him for granted. Na sade non suswa, NPP for aye no, obe make sure so, obe show NPP for how powerful he is, into besha sie bury womu nyina, starting from this year ya eka say, ansan, Umahu so munyine wansa no national chief imam owu frati asefo asase so okasa se we nyina kire Ghana for no sanso kire man say we very disappointed in vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because we are Muslim ya tro BBC for national chief imam who on country you are going around doing your campaign and what you say they were very disappointed in him because who Bawumia so we fake Muslim onye original and as a real Muslim even though John Dramani Mahama, former president, or a Christian, and so he see him say, "Oh, Muslim hat, a woman, oh, who Muslim form or boy Muslim form." The vice president in the building to know who say, "Oh, you Muslim, no crowd, oh, free Muslim for color, be be say, oh, you fake Muslim." If you say so, you subscribe, you message over tap and subscribe button so Eddie Mami. Nothing so tap on the notification bell on the same way. Also, submit my all the new update to channel is one who knows on Ghana politics. You be said the end the crown so.